Alright, let's dive into something that's got the NFL world buzzing. Day 9 of the Bengals training camp. But here's the thing, I'm not just gonna recap what happened. Instead, I'm gonna break it down, layer by layer, and give you my take on why certain moments matter more than you might think. So, buckle up. First off, let's talk about Chase Brown. Now, Chad Johnson's iconic line, "Slow feet don't eat," comes to mind, but Brown? He's the opposite. This guy averaged over 100 combined rushing and receiving yards in the final 11 games last season. That's not just impressive, it's game-changing. And Joe Burrow's praise for him? It's not just lip service. Burrow's a guy who doesn't throw compliments around lightly. When he says Brown's taken a leap every year, I think we're looking at a player who's not just fast but also evolving into a key piece of this offense. What's fascinating to me is how Brown's versatility could force defenses to rethink their strategies. Personally, I think he's the kind of player who could be the X factor in close games. What many people don't realize is that his ability to stretch the field horizontally and vertically makes him a nightmare for defensive coordinators. If you take a step back and think about it, this could be the year Brown goes from a promising talent to a household name. Now, let's talk about that game-like practice. The offense scoring on their opening drive? That's not just a highlight, it's a statement. Andrei Iosivas hauling in that Burrow pass near the goal line? Sure, the field judge ruled it a touchdown, but here's what's interesting. In a real game, Iosivas might have had to fight for it. And that's the beauty of these unscripted periods. They reveal how players react under pressure. Dylan Fairchild's comment about marching down the field like it's nothing? That's the kind of confidence you want from your offensive line. But here's my take, it's not just about scoring. It's about the rhythm, the chemistry, the way this offense is starting to click. What this really suggests is that the Bengals might have one of the most dynamic offenses in the league this season. One thing that immediately stands out is how Burrow seems to be spreading the ball around more than ever. That's not just good for the team, it's a nightmare for defenses. And then there's Joe Flacco. Yeah, the guy's a veteran, but seeing him throw dimes off his back foot? That's still impressive. His touchdown passes to Tanner Hudson and Charlie Jones weren't just completions, they were reminders of why he's still in the league. Ken Anderson's praise for Flacco's performance during Burrow's absence last season? That's not just a pat on the back. It's a testament to Flacco's ability to step in and deliver when it matters most. What makes this really interesting is how Flacco's presence could elevate the entire quarterback room. Burrow's the starter, no doubt, but having a guy like Flacco as your backup? That's luxury. In my opinion, this could be one of the most underrated storylines of the season. If Burrow goes down again, the Bengals aren't just surviving, they're still competing. Now, let's talk about Joe and T. Higgins. That final pass of the day, with Higgins boxing out DJ Ivy in the end zone? That's not just a touchdown, it's a masterclass in chemistry. Troy Walters calling Higgins a basketball player? That's not just a compliment. It's a nod to Higgins' ability to create space and make contested catches look easy. What many people don't realize is that this kind of connection between quarterback and receiver doesn't just happen overnight. It's built over years of trust and repetition. From my perspective, this is the kind of partnership that could carry the Bengals deep into the playoffs. If you take a step back and think about it, Higgins might be the most underrated receiver in the league right now. This raises a deeper question: how much higher can his ceiling go with Burrow throwing him the ball? Finally, let's talk about the defense, specifically Dexter Lawrence too. This guy's a behemoth, no doubt, but what's really impressive is his football IQ. Miles Murphy's comment about Lawrence knowing exactly how to play the D-tackle position? That's not just praise, it's a reminder that size and strength are only part of the equation. What this really suggests is that Lawrence isn't just a physical force, he's a thinker. A detail I find fascinating is how his ability to rush edges and read plays could completely disrupt opposing offenses. Personally, I think Lawrence could be the anchor this defense needs to balance out that high-powered offense. If the Bengals can get consistent pressure up front, their secondary could thrive in ways we haven't seen before. So, here's my closing thought: Day 9 of training camp wasn't just a series of drills and plays. It was a glimpse into what this Bengals team could become. From Chase Brown's versatility to Flacco's reliability, from Burrow and Higgins' chemistry to Lawrence's dominance, there's a lot to be excited about. But here's the bigger question: can they put it all together when it matters most? Only time will tell. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.